go to some news, but I'm also going to be taking your calls. 866-582-9933. That's 866-582-9933. And I was mistaken earlier. It wasn't HR 866. It was HR 1966. That is the Cyberbullying Prevention Act. And apparently we've been doing a lot of cyberbullying over here at InfoWars and Prison Planet because I don't have a YouTube page anymore. Just no more YouTube page for me. No. And I'm irate. I just got a text earlier in the evening. If you're listening to this locally, maybe at 90.1 or you're just in Texas, there is a Google office over in Austin. Maybe we need to pay them a little visit. Maybe some people need to be knocking on some doors and saying, hey, why are you quelling free speech? I know you're owned by Google, who has all sorts of government affiliations now, but I do believe that they said they wouldn't be evil, despite the fact that they censored the number of views Loose Change had, despite the fact that they froze the account of Fabled Enemies, despite the fact they went after Terror Storm and Endgame. I mean, come on. I mean, really, just let us swing for the fences at least. I wonder if we still have these callers right here. If we do, I guess I'm going to go to this one right here. Chris in South Korea, you're on the air.
I finally got through.
You're in.
All right, thanks a lot. I have a lot of information here, so I'll try to cover it fast, okay? I've been trying to call you guys since September.
Okay.
Okay, so in September, I noticed in the bookstore, they're pumping out a lot of Obama books, including the book that I bought, which is a children's book about Obama. And with those books, you'll find lots of books, that have the title, The Shifting of Power in the New World Order.
Really?
And it's got Russia, it's got China, it's got South Korea, it's got Japan highlighted.
Now, what is this, a book or just a magazine?
This is a book littered in with the Obama books, and that was the English subtitle. And
do you have this copy or what?
No, I don't. I bought the Obama story for children instead. And I can't take any cameras into the bookstore. Because people were going in with their cell phones and taking pictures. So
they don't even let you in with your cell phone either, or no?
No, because people were going in and just taking pictures of like recipes and cookbooks and stuff like that instead of buying the book. At least that's what they said. But there's more to the story. So,
okay.
Flash forward, I went to school since I'm a teacher here, and I had one of my students come over to me, and they said, "Oh, teacher, I'm going to tell you about the future. I've been watching this show, and they're telling us that there's only going to be 2 countries in the world." And I'm like, "What? 2 countries in the world?" So he said there's only going to be 2 countries, and basically it's going to be divided along the northern hemisphere, and he said the north is going to have all the money, and the southern hemisphere is going to have all the people, the poor people. So this is one of the popular shows that they're pushing out for kids.
Really? What's the name of it? This is in South... What are you in? You're in South Korea, right?
Yeah, I'll have to email you the name because it's in Korean, and I have to get it translated still, because he just told me about that yesterday. So
interesting.
And, okay, so let me give you some more information here, because I've almost gone through my list, okay?
Okay.
So I can email you a lot of this stuff later, like when I get more sources and confirm it, but I'll just give you the basic overview of stuff. If you ask people about chemtrails here, it's not conspiracy theory. They say that China is doing it. They're shooting rockets up into the sky filled with pollution to blast away sun rays and stuff like that and alter the weather.
It's basically what they said. They announced, the Obama administration announced in Fox News and others, saying that they were going to shoot pollutants into the upper atmosphere to block the harmful sun rays. Right.
And when I started to ask people here, have you heard about chemtrails? Because I'm dating a Korean girl. She's like, oh, yeah, we all know about that. Yeah. And then she said, you guys have no idea about Asians. She's like, everybody already thinks that China's doing it, and China will tell us that they are doing it. And the Beijing Olympics Firework Festival is what is cited by people here as a success story because it's the rainy season. It was the rainy season, and they'd been on a couple days of rain straight, I think. And they're saying that China stopped the rain because it was supposed to rain that day for the fireworks.
Yeah, it was all over the mainstream media. Not only did they stop the rain, but then during that festival, they actually faked a lot of the fireworks for the television to make it appear that God's footsteps were coming into the stadium. So they really blurred the line on reality there as well.
Yeah. So, essentially, everybody already believes that this is going on. So let me give you just a few more points of information, okay?
Sure.
So, I'm a teacher, like I said, and I started talking to some of my students about vaccines. And I've got like grade 1 and kindergarten students up until middle school, right? Because these kids all actually have heavy vaccine scars on their arm in the shape of a rectangle with dots in it. I guess that's for a tuberculosis shot.
Okay.
Okay, but by the time they're 7 years old, they've already had 14 vaccines.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
And for everybody listening, I'd highly recommend that if you still think vaccines are good, go right to the CDC's website, which is cdc.gov/vaccines. And it will give you a PDF file, and it's got a list of all the additives in the vaccines. And these are things like sodium borate, which is a known mutagen according to the material safety data sheets. So these are, like, you've only scratched the surface if you're talking about the mercury, because there's so much other stuff in these.
Oh, we talk about everything here, but the mercury is just so blatant in your face. But, I mean, they've been caught putting SV40, simian virus 40, into the vaccinations. I mean, it's on another level. Baxter sends out contaminated vaccines to 14 different countries, supposedly for the bird flu, with 2 strains of live bird flu and 1 strain of live human flu. I thank you for the call, Chris. Send me the information in an email. I got to jump. Let's go to George in Indiana. George, you're online.
Yeah, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. First, I don't know why they would cut you and Alex off if they're going to leave a YouTube video that's called Proof Islam and Allah are the Antichrist. But let me rant here for a second. You know, they cyber monitored you and Alex, and they're on your tube now. And, you know, they're not out for patriotic services. Let me see, YouTube. Bailout? I don't think so. That's really foolish, man. You're in the red, Bubba. Now you have millions of very unhappy viewers, and the movie Warriors said it right. Can't you count, suckers? That's
well,
it.
I'm just still disgusted. I mean, I'm still a little bit in shock that they would just pull my channel down again. You know, I haven't done. There was no warning for this. They didn't say stop this behavior. You can't post this video. They just said nope, no videos for you. You're banned.
Yeah, it's amazing. You have all the truth, man. You know, and I watch Bill O'Reilly for a laugh. I mean, these people, what are they? Do they really think they're part of it?
Well, I think that they do think they're part of it. You know, I just came across a video today. Someone sent me the transcript for this video of a 96 correspondence dinner. See, the correspondence dinners are big because it happened over the weekend. Obama was there, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, Don Imus was one of the guys who was standing up, and he was the main roaster, if you will. And he brings up out of nowhere the Bohemian Club, and he says that Dick Cheney are there and Rush Limbaugh. I forget who the third person is, but Rush Limbaugh, 10 plus years later, is asked about the Bohemian Grove on his radio show, and he knows what it is. He's like, oh, I've been asked to go, but I've never been there, wink, wink, but I hear the food is good. Well, the only way that Rush would know the food is good is because he goes there, and he is a part of the establishment, and he reads off a script, and I'm sure O'Reilly does the same. I thank you for the call, George. Let's jump to Dan in Arkansas. Dan, you're on the line.
Hey,